across a video of a man talking about 50-50 relationships and that he never just pays for dates. He just goes 50-50. Think about this. A man will tell you he wants 50-50. That means you split the bills, you split dates, you split everything because we're quote unquote building together. This is something a lot of men will tell you. But the same man would not think twice about dropping money on Pornhub, OnlyFans, or paying for prostitutes. Why? Because even a prostitute even knows her worth. She's going to charge for her time, energy, and presence, but they don't want that. They don't want to pay for that, so they're hoping and relying on you.
Is this going to be together or separate?
It's going to be separate. You got your half. How you paying for yours? Oh yeah, you're done. You're done. Boop, and you're blocked.
To give up your time, your body, your energy for free. I saw a woman in the comments say, I pay 50-50 because I don't want a guy to expect anything out of me. I said, sweetheart, no. The expectation is that you showed up for the date and you were willing to give him time. So technically, no, he should not expect anything else from you for that date. You've shown up, you've gotten to know him, and now you can decide whether or not you want to be with him or not. I'm going to preface this video by saying I am married. I've been married for 12 years. I have a husband, and I know these things because I've experienced them while I was dating. If a man would ever ask me, well, you need to go 50-50, it would be immediately a block, because that means that you don't value my time, my energy. You just want me to come here and commit to you with zero investment, just access. I beg your finest pardon. No. And if most men were smart about this while they're dating and running through the dating rhythm, they should ask the women before they even go on the date, are you seriously looking for a relationship? Because I can't afford to be taking every single woman out here for a free meal. Do you understand? I need somebody that is looking for a real relationship. There's another point. Most men are as faithful as their options. That's something Chris Rock said, I think, in some comedy show. And I think most men would agree. If men had the full access of being rich, and they could afford multiple women, they would. But they're not all rich, and we all know that there's only a certain pool of men that have that high income status. So they're not really staying loyal. They're staying loyal because they're broke. Ladies, understand this. The higher you climb that ladder, chasing some rich guy, the more transactional that game becomes. At some point, it is not gonna be love, it's gonna be negotiation. It's not partnership, it's going to be a transaction. And whether you want to admit it or not, that's just another form of what? I said at the beginning of this video, prostitution. You're selling yourself to the highest bidder. So when a man tells you he wants to go 50-50, maybe your response should be, I'm not interested in splitting my life, body, and energy with someone who isn't committed to me fully. I'm willing to build with you, but I'm not willing to audition for a role of wife while playing roommate. I'm not going to split bills with you. Even a prostitute has a fee. And it's hence the reason why most men I dated were in a middle bracket. I never wanted a millionaire because I knew that man's going to have women throwing themselves at him all the time. And men, when they have that series of options, sometimes they fall for it unless they're extremely, extremely developed mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and then they can turn it down. But trust, when you see these Instagram models with these rich husbands, God knows the amount of women these men are sleeping with. So you need to decide what kind of lifestyle you want for yourself. If you want a regular blue-collar, hardworking man that can provide that, he needs to show up and he needs to say, I am dating to be married. And if you're not ready for this, then I've checked out, because a lot of men don't realize their card. So women get to choose. We get to pick, right? We get to be the ones to say, I don't want to date you. I like you. I like you. But ultimately, the women, us, we're waiting on the ring. We're waiting for you to pop the question. So the ball is in your court, right? So understand that we both have some power here. Right? Women want to be picked. They want to be proposed to. They want to have that. They won't say it, but when they're dating, that's what they're looking for. And if you never do that, you know, obviously you're not looking to lock it down with them. You're not looking to have that relationship with them. So when you're dating, you need to ask yourself straight out, is this somebody that I would be willing to lock it down with? Or don't waste your time. Walk away from it. Understand that you could just go get a prostitute. It's the same thing, right? So if you want to get something out of her, whether it's a quickie or whatever, you would still be paying. You would still be paying for that, because she should not be throwing herself out there for free. You don't want those kind of women anyway. Also, side note, relationships are complex, and this isn't a one size fits all, but this is just from somebody who has had the dating, and I'm glad I'm out of that, because I would not want to be in the dating pool today with the way the world is. But realistically, it is a transaction, but you need to know and meet your partner halfway. I knew I was getting ready to be married. I knew what I was looking for, and I wasn't going to waste anyone's time. So the expectation is that, yeah, if I'm here, you're going to provide and be a man, which is important to me, that we have our roles. And if you don't want that, then I'll find somebody else who would want this. So that's my thoughts for today. You guys can tell me in the comments what you think.